Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to day one of week 4 of the Halo Championship Series Pro League. I'm Strongside, and joined at the Xfinity desk, I've got my good friend Elamite. Now, if you've been watching today and you maybe missed last week, week 2 or week 1, and you want to catch up, be sure to hop on over to youtube.com/ESLHalo. You can check out every single VOD, every single match that's happened, whether it was maybe possibly a ninja on Contra, if you want to see that, or maybe Frosty's kill tack over on the rig. So you can go back, find those, watch those games, and get caught up on everything if you work during this time. But let's get into match number 3 tonight. Something a lot of you have been waiting for: Counter Logic Gaming versus Team Envyus.
And this is just a match that is the first time we've seen the clear favorited team or best team here going up against, essentially at this time, the clear second place team being Team Envyus. And keep in mind, the only series they actually lost was that reverse 3-0 sweep against Enigma 6, where we even talked to the players a little bit about a little bit of trouble, kind of closing out games, and something that they've really improved on.
All right, well, let's take a look at the Counter Logic Gaming roster. We've got Frosty, Lethal, Royal 2, and Snakebite. And like I was saying before, if you check out on Halo 5 Arena, out of all the matches that have happened in the HCS Pro League, these guys are within the top 5 of the best KD ratios. Royal 2 holding the highest KD ratio of 1.53.
So just like insane stats there. And of course, there's a lot to factor in. One, it's when you're outslaying your team outslaying the other team every game, and you're just completely dominating, always adds up quick there as well. And of course, this is a team that consistently comes out in 3-0s, everyone. So as far as the map pool and number of games played is going to be a lot less than some of the other teams.
Definitely. Well, let's take a look at the other side of Team Envyus. We've got Pistola, Miquin, Rain, and L-Town. Now, a phenomenal squad here that had been growing since the PAX Invitational. And, I even got a chance to talk to Rain. He came out to the studios, jumped into the second podcast for the HCS, listening alongside Penguin, but Rain just so laid back. I mean, this guy is he's extremely chill, but once he gets behind the controller, I mean, this guy is all business. He is just focused. He does it all, objective, slays, whatever he needs to do for the squad, he is going to be doing it. I think he fits so well with this team, because when you have slayers like Miquin and Pistola just killing everything, I mean, he fits just perfectly to allow them to do that, and then L-Town as well.
Of course, and then as Rain would say, listen here, let's take a look at Miquin and see exactly, where he's come from and what he's been able to do. Of course, he was not at the Halo World Championship, finishing top 16 at regionals, did not actually make it to the Halo World Championships along with Pistola as well. So just the fact that they've been able to come out and be so strong going into the actual Halo World Championship Pro League just speaks wonders to their individual skills. Yeah,
and Miquin's still doing a great job at kind of molding his gameplay, because he's so aggressive. Sometimes he could just slow that aggression down a little bit, and kind of similar to what we were seeing with Team Liquid. They were just charging out into positions that they shouldn't have been charging into. We saw Stellar kind of fly over towards the plaza, the yard, and he could have just stayed back. So I think Miquin has been doing a great job at kind of controlling that aggression and knowing when the right time for that is. But you know what? We've got something cool to show you guys at home. We've got some more HCS skins, and this one's going to be Counter Logic Gaming. Actually, you're going to see HCS skins here, but it's going to be Counter Logic Gaming skins. You see on the pistol right there, you see the CLG logo looking so crisp.
And that baby blue is just awesome to look at here on this screen. Obviously, I'm going to have one of these as well. And then, like we said, we already saw those Evil Geniuses, and we'll have an opportunity to check out some more skins later on as well.
Definitely. I mean, these guys probably are going to be repping them themselves. If you're a Counter Logic Gaming fan, yeah, be sure to jump on board, support your team as well. Remember, these guys get a portion of the proceeds from your purchase as well. That CLG gets a piece of that. But let's talk a little bit about the game types that these guys are going to be playing now. I mean, going through the veto system and kind of seeing where we ended up, it's really interesting. Like, we've got Eden Strongholds, Kali Slayer, Kali CTF, the Rig Strongholds, and Eden Slayer. And I say it's interesting because the Rig Strongholds, that's the only game CLG has lost out of the entirety of Pro League so far. And that's in this mix.
And of course, that was in fact to Optic Gaming. Now, it's interesting to note, like, you know, if Optic Gaming and CLG played this game type 10 times in a row, you know, I'd probably bet that they're going to take 9 of them, and it was Optic that squeezed away that miracle with that one win there. But needless to say, if they did drop one of those games, most of the other game types, they'll win 10 out of 10 times. So it is a good opportunity for Envy to come out here and try to showcase that they are in fact the best team. And, you know, we can either beat CLG or at least take some games off of them. You know, we need to see somebody come out and contest this powerhouse.
Well, starting off with Eden Strongholds, it's interesting because we've got CLG. They've won this game type twice so far in Pro League. But then you look over on the Envy side, they've won it 3 times out of 5. So they're definitely strong on this game type. They win it more than 50% of the time. When you look at Kali CTF, both teams have won this game type twice. Neither has lost it. So that's going to, I feel like Kali CTF, they're going to butt heads on that game type. And I mean, we even saw, I think last week, we saw the intro start of CLG playing on Kali CTF and how they're just so intricate and organized and getting the sniper and getting the rockets. Is Envy going to be able to stop that type of play from CLG? They just seem to be so on point.
They cannot give CLG the power weapons. If that sniper falls in the hands of Royal 2, he will go to his little Royal 2 cave there and just put work on them. We've seen him get overkills in that position before, hit crazy no scopes on a consistent basis. I've seen him being at sniper and hit 4 no scopes in a row. One of the sickest clips I've ever seen in Halo 5
was
from
that
Royal 2. It was on Renegades.
On Renegades, and he clambers up. Just ends up getting just so many no-scopes.
Unreal. Essentially why I retired. I was like, I'll never do that. That is just ridiculous.
That's the moment you realized, I am never going to be able to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and we talk about it so many times over and over again. It's like all 4 of these guys are so individually skilled, and you don't have a weak player on the team. I couldn't tell you the weakest player on the team. I can't say with confidence, hey, this guy is the weakest player on the team. It's just because they're so good in like Snakebite. When you look at this guy, he's very soft-spoken, but I mean, this guy's a stone-cold killer behind the controller.
And I see a lot of people talk about, you know, essentially lethal. It's like, oh, if you replace lethal with X player, and normally the conversation comes up either like a hook or a snipe down, but lethal is one of the players that fits into any role possible. And, you know, we talk about in a Team Slayer game, there's only 50 kills to go around. If one of your teammates is always grabbing 20 of them, there's not that many left to split up between everyone else. So
it's just stealing all the kills.
Exactly.
He's just taking them all for himself.
Doing what he needs to do to win the game. And big shout out to Lethal there, because he is one of the best players in the game, and going through forums and things, I don't think he gets always the credit he deserves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those guys, just the clips that happen. I hope we see some clips today. I mean, it's going to be maybe a little bit harder for CLG to do that against Envy, since they are the second-seeded team. But, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, you read it in articles all over that people are posting. It's like, have teams kind of admitted defeat and given up, saying, we're fighting for second. We're not fighting for first anymore. CLG is just too dominant. They haven't lost an online scrim. They're just too dominant.
Now, in order for them to secure that legacy, they've still got a good amount of time to win. You know, we've seen the likes of Final Boss and other powerhouse squads come out and dominate for years. So as far as when this team was formed, you know, really wasn't even all that long ago.
Yeah.
So given their dominance, no one can question their dominance here.
Yeah.
But they still need to continue this for a while if they're going to go down as the greatest team in Halo 5 or Halo history, or, you know, Halo 5.
One of the top dynasties in Halo, without a doubt, because they've won 2 tournaments. They've won the NA Regionals and Halo World Champs. But I think what's making it seem just like this team is so dominant is
online scrims.
Online scrims. I mean, it's unheard of to never lose an online scrim. I mean, that's absolutely unheard of. So to be able to do that consistently for months on end, it just shows to their dominance. And, you know, I really got to give a shout out to Snakebite, because this guy, I feel like he is the true mastermind behind this team. He's just like, he's in the books. He's like always strategizing when they lose. He's always coming back to the team, kind of bringing that knowledge on what they need to do. He's that silent killer, man. He's that stone-cold silent killer. You wouldn't know it if you met him. He's very soft-spoken, but, I mean, this guy, put him behind the controller, I mean, he'll take you out.
He is a beast. There's no way to argue that. He's a beast. Royal 2's a beast. Frosty's a beast. And, of course, Lethal is a beast as well. So I'd say Snakebite is that, we were talking about before, that distraction, that Hines player, that catalyst for the team. As we've seen him so many different times, he is just so quick on his rotations back and forth on the map, especially like, for example, on Regret Slayer, just always in the action, always in exactly where he needs to be. And, one of those players that you'll never see him baiting one of his teammates. If you're both no shields, he is always jumping out with you, to try to help double team. And the baits and switches from him is amazing. And he is so aware, with the help of Clutch, of course, their coach, on the power weapons, power-ups, and everything, and the rotations, even the spawn cycles of the other team. And we've seen like that 50-21 Regret Slayer victory over Evil Geniuses.
Yeah.
It's just amazing what he can do.
Well, just to give you guys an update at home, we're still getting the players together to try and get them into the game to get it started. And while you're waiting, you know what? Guys in the back, let's throw up the raffle again. Let's show these guys how they can sign up for the raffle. It should be somewhere right around here, or it's right there. There you go. Take up the whole screen. Visit esl.gg/HCSNA Week 4. This will allow you to get a chance to win some cool apparel and possibly a lanyard as well. And, just go to that site. It'll show you what to do to sign up and be a part of that raffle.
I really like the black and orange one as well. I think that's pretty crisp looking, and I don't think I really have any orange shirts, so that's going to be one I'm looking into.
Let's talk about lanyards, though. I mean, how many lanyards do you have from going to Halo events over the years, whether it's like any single type of Halo event, maybe going to PAX and playing at a Halo event there? Just how many? I mean, we've seen Pistol as well. In one of the interviews that we had with Pistol, I think it was week 1 or week 2, you just saw it had to have been at least 100 lanyards just hanging up from his wall to every Halo event he's been.
I can tell you, I think I have more than that at home too. I have quite a few myself, so maybe I'll bust those out one day and try to put them on display. I think they're all in a box right now, along with a lot of other Halo memorabilia.
You'll just hang it up back here, right behind you. You know what? If you're going to do that, I'm going to get mine too. I'm going to have to fly home and get all my stuff. It's all packed up in one box. I've got like my old school jerseys in there, my FB jersey, my Status Quo jersey, my Warriors jersey, back when we teamed too.
Yeah.
We teamed with Snakebite.
Right.
And that's crazy to see. Like, Elamite and I teamed with Snakebite so long ago. And this is when he was just a little young guy.
We created a dynasty.
We should take credit for this.
Absolutely. We beat Final Boss, the previous, three-peat winners who just squeaked by every single tournament. And we throw that out there too. And we beat them 50-49, Game 5 at the first. Was that the first Reach event?
I think it was. Yeah, first or second, one of them.
Regardless, broke up the team, and that's when the Ogre 2 and Pistola ended up joining, and then they just went on that tear for so long.
All right, well, enough about our history. More about the important guys that are playing right now on Eden. They're going to be playing Strongholds, first to 100 points to win. You know what, you were talking about Lethal earlier. I know Lethal's fans are in here, so let's kick things off with Lethal as he immediately goes for the overshield off the rip.
And of course, gets taken out there early, so Envy grabbing that first OS to start this game.
Yeah, let's move on board to Mikwin, though, who does have that overshield. No Stronghold captured yet. You see 3 players by Catwalk, though, on CLG. Royal 2 is alongside Snakebite up there, and they do capture Catwalk, but Envy is able to capture the first 2 and get some points on the board early at the match.
And of course, although Envy got that overshield, it was PJ or Snakebite we talk so much about that grabbed that camo. So look for him to make some good plays, and actually gets taken out by Rain, who had the rocket. So stronger start, absolutely going in the hands of Envy.
Yeah, that's 2 down for CLG, and look at this L-Town pushing up to the Catwalk, trying to keep up that pressure, and all players from Envy are just focused on holding this blue bend setup along with Ness. And look at this teamwork from Envy right now. That's 3 down for CLG. Great play by Mikwin. That's where we talk about Mikwin can play a little bit too aggressive. He backed down right there and just stayed alive. He's focused on blocking these spawns here over at Red and watching the flank route.
All Envy has to do is keep CLG out of the strongholds, and they're doing exactly that, just focusing on where they need to position themselves on the map. And something we've seen in Halo 5 is the meta and which strongholds to hold have completely changed since when this game type and map first came out. You see so much more just that Nest and Blue Ben control.
Oh, I got to give a shout out here to Envy, though, because you saw CLG make that flank around to capture Nest, but as they did so, they got Catwalk and got the reset on Nest. Envy has 3 capped on CLG right now.
That is something you do not see very often, and they're still taking out members. No one from CLG able to position themselves to grab these new hills. So you do have Royal 2 trying to focus on the nest, but whether or not he'll be able to capture it, that's another story.
Now with the light rifle, we talk about how powerful the light rifle is, but rockets are going to be coming up. Overshield is coming up as well. Can Lethal get this next overshield? You see him down there sprinting down to pick it up. He's going to be taken down. That's 2 down for CLG. Uh-oh, Migwin turns around, almost does it to Royal 2, but Royal 2 is going to stay alive. L-Town trying to get this overshield. He's going to burn that OS. He's taken down, and rockets possibly, I believe those were acquired. I'm not sure by who. Maybe you can tell me on the other screen over there, but now CLG is finally putting a single point on the board, down 44-41. Envy coming out extremely strong.
Now they're trying to capture the hill, but that's actually Frosty who has the rockets and setting up a triple cap here now for CLG. So look for them to bring this game back right away, especially if they're able to hold this any longer.
Yeah, Frosty with the rockets makes it hard for Envy to make a push here over towards the nest right now.
And look, they did not get it. And there it goes. But wow, they held them off for a while there on that one.
Yeah, CLG now kind of turning things up. And we all talk about how CLG, they never lose their composure. Like, yeah, they may be down, but they still just play just as confident as they do when they're down 40 points or 44 points in strongholds. They just keep that pressure going. They don't let anything phase them. And you can tell right now that they're still just holding this 2 cap with the strongholds right now.
And Frosty, you know, pushing over, and they're looking to recapture this top catwalk. But Envy, a team, and we saw it specifically with them against Evil Geniuses, they're a team that can win the game while getting outslayed. So they're very objective, efficient.
Yeah, now CLG does have the 3 cap. Let's see how long they can hold this, but great teamwork from Snakebite and Frosty. Frosty doing everything he can to try and stay alive. He's going to be taken down by L-Town. Overshield is coming up in about, actually, the Overshield, I believe, was delayed by quite a bit. I think it was around the 45, maybe even 40-second mark. So that's going to be coming up soon. Envy's going to want to get control of that to try and turn things around, and the rockets that are coming up right now as well. So let's see if there's anybody outside that are picking those up. I believe Lethal is outside, and he's going to grab those. Let's jump on board with him. He does acquire these rockets. Overshield is coming up, and Lethal is headed straight for the OS, trying to get both. And this would be a phenomenal combo to have, and he does get them both. He's going to pick up another kill. That's 2 kills with the rockets. A lot more than we've seen pretty much throughout the day so far. So really being effective with those rockets. He is going to miss that one, but still has a bit of overshield and the 3 cap again. Now CLG only down by just a few points, 49-52, and gaining very fast with this 3 cap.
And one thing I was going to bring up about last week is Envy, although they 3-0'd Evil Geniuses, every game came down to the very end, and it was Envy essentially clutching it up to help win the game. But at the very same time, Evil Geniuses, and wow, just the random Sicky, just knowing players are going to be coming from the red base there and actually picking up the stick. Great job double capping this hill as well. But what was I saying about the EG series is that EG made a lot of mistakes that you're not going to see CLG making. So even though Envy picked up that 3-0 against them, like EG this week is not the EG we saw last week.
3 down for Envy. What CLG did, they applied a lot of pressure, but they didn't apply so much pressure where they just end up dying, where they're like, you know what, we can give up Blue Bend. We don't need to get it right away. Let's just let Envy have that, and we'll apply pressure while they get Blue Bend. And CLG was able to take them all down while they did that. So it just goes to show sometimes it's okay to let those strongholds go and just pretty much you get the advantage because you know the other team is going to be going for that stronghold. You know where they're going to be, so you can make your plays around that.
Now, Envy did grab control of 2 strongholds here, but 2 of them died in the process with no one from CLG dying. So it goes right back in the hands of Counter Logic Gaming. Back to that 2 capture. Now Lethal trying to go up and contest. There's 2 players, but they're not looking at him. And he killed himself.
He thrust right into his plasma grenade. I don't think he meant to do that, but now Envy looking to make a comeback. Rockets are still up right now. Envy does have control of 2. It looks like they are going to lose Blue Bend. Let's move her on board with Pistola now, as he's going to try and take down Lethal and get this overshield.
Envy needs this overshield if they have any chance.
It does not look like they are going to be able to get this.
Oh, and Snakebite lives with the overshield as well. 4 members had just dropped for Envy without having control. About to be 3 capped on. Look for, I bet CLG closes this out before even losing one of these strongholds.
Yeah, CLG, I mean, now with the 3 cap again, I mean, CLG just throughout the game, they just look so much more dominant than what they did at the start, and they don't let anything mess them up. And like right now, every push that Envy tries to make, CLG gets 1 or 2 down, and they're able to stop that push. And Envy's not able to win any of their pushes. CLG is winning every single 4v4 battle essentially when Envy has all spawned.
And wow, great play by L-Town. Snakebite not anticipating the thrust slide action, but it's 99 and stopped it.
On the spot right there. Can Envy do it? I mean, it's possible with strongholds, but Envy is going to have to play incredibly well right here. If L-Town's picking up kills like that, that's going to be 1 down for CLG. But look at that. 3 down for Envy, and you've got
4
Lethal.
down.
Yeah, that's 4 down. That's going to be it for Envy right there. CLG didn't come out very strong at the start of this game, but they proved to be extremely strong towards the end of that match. And let's take a look at the outslaying carnage from CLG. Snakebite with 21 kills, Lethal 15, Royal 2 13, and Frosty 12. I mean, it was looking pretty good for Envy off the rip. I mean, going up 44-0, but they weren't able to really get control of the game like they did at the start. They weren't able to get that overshield again. Lethal lost that OS at the start, which really allowed Envy to get control of the overshield, control of rockets. But after that, CLG made sure that they capitalize on those that next round of power-ups and power weapons.
And let's take a look at some of the replays here from that game while we keep talking about some of these stats. You know, we talked about Snakebite leading the charge, most objective essentially, although it's hard to count captures essentially because you don't have to actually stay in the hill to rack up time. But still, Snakebite just doing so much objective work, so much slaying, and so many great plays overall, constantly winning fights. Now, Royal 2, you know, the funny thing is about this is I bet Royal 2 is looking at that like, you know, oh man, my KDA is going to go down now because he did not have as many kills.
I think he's good. He's going to hold that #1 spot for quite some time. He's, you know, he probably could be thinking about that. But you know what? If you're on CLG, I doubt that is the thing you're thinking about. You're just thinking about winning and beating Envy, and especially going up against Envy, and they're the #2 seed. You want to prove a point. You want to say, hey, no, these guys, they are leagues behind us. If you're on CLG, you want to prove that there is no chance that they are going to lose. And there you saw it, game #1 go in favor of Counter Logic Gaming, 100-66.
And I liked a lot of what we saw from Envy that game. Like, they constantly had 3 people to capture a stronghold. Just allows you to get it so quickly that a lot of teams don't have time to counteract that and capitalize on you having 3 members, you know, essentially right next to each other. But what CLG was able to do is not overcommit to trying to stop those, constantly just pick up a few kills and then recapture it back. So although Envy was, you know, took a big lead off the start, they were only able to gather another like 20 seconds or so throughout the rest of that game while CLG picked up the full 100. So constantly just making the right play.
Yeah, I mean, CLG, I mean, what more can we say about CLG? They're just too dominant at this point. And even seeing, like, in the back of my mind when we were just watching that, I was like, wow, Envy is up 44-0, but how many times have we seen Counter Logic Gaming just pull it back? They keep their composure and they just make it look easy to win the rest of the game. 2
of the 3 games against Allegiance, they were actually down at the halfway mark and able to make it look like a convincing win. So, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, NFL, it doesn't matter what happens in the first half, it's all about what happens in the second half, and CLG proving that they know exactly what to plan. As long as they stick to their game plan, their best is better than everybody else's best.
Well, going into Coliseum Slayer next, if Royal 2 gets this sniper, I think it's almost game over for the guys on Envy. You don't want him to get back by the elbows or the flags with that sniper, because then you're just going to get completely stomped at one of the base. The rest of the guys on CLG, they're going to control that sniper area and just put pressure on you so you can't push into that side, and you're going to be forced out towards the window of your base or towards your elbow, and then Royal 2's across the map saying, peekaboo, here, come this way, I'll take your face off.
Yeah, but what we also have here is we have Mikwin, and we've seen Mikwin do so many ridiculous things with the sniper, and actually his rotations with it are easily as good as anyone else I've seen do it. So if he can grab that sniper and maintain it for a good portion of this game, he may absolutely be able to influence the outcome here in favor of Envy.
All right, we are playing Slayer on Coliseum. There you see it. Scatter shot is bottom middle. You've got Carbine and Rockets up at top middle area over at the top tower side, and you've got Sniper on the exact opposite side. And players are going to be fighting for these constantly. Let's kick it off with Lethal, though, as he's making his way over towards the snipe side. Wow. He's going to get some nice shots with the pistol. I mean, we were talking about how easy it is to shoot across the map with the carbine, and Lethal just made it look so easy to cross-map shoot with the pistol right there.
And such a quick kill. I mean, and those shots that he had on the guy rocket ramp completely changed Envy's beginning strat, because I'm sure he was, L10 was looking to run up to top rockets and trying to contest that, and Lethal, 4 perfect shots, almost takes him to no health instantly off the start of the game.
All right, and I believe the Rockets are in the hands of L-Town, so let's move on board with him. He does have 3 Rockets left. I'm not sure where the Sniper is right now.
And no one sees Royal 2 hiding directly underneath him, these player outline cameras here. So if they can pick up the kill on him, you know, I'll expect good things, because they could start some sort of a spawn cycle and they spot him. Was that the Sniper?
Around. I don't know. I'm not sure, but the Sniper has not been used yet.
All right, I'll go ahead and try to find that, but it almost looked like it was on his back there at the same time. And that's actually going to put the Sniper, it was in fact on his back. That's going to put the Sniper in the hands of Rain. So he's only got 1 shot left. We'll stay on board with him until he uses this rocket, and then we'll hop on board with the Sniper.
Actually, let's move on board with the Sniper now. We don't want to miss anything. You know what? We wouldn't have missed anything.
I told you.
Let's go back to the rocket side. You were right there. You were definitely right. So that Sniper is down. Someone is probably going to get control of that right now. A player did drop out, so sorry, apologies about that. We had a disconnection from a player on CLG. L-Town, though, 4-0. Started things off very strong.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they come back from that, but he was absolutely playing well, and we didn't see any kind of sniper kills whatsoever, but it was interesting to see exactly how slow the game got so quickly.
Yep.
Instantly off the start, it was a 3-1, and then you already had all the members of CLG crouching around the map because they didn't have any sort of control there.
Yeah. Well, we'll have an update on how we're going to move forward with this game once we come back, if it's either starting at 0-0 or if it's starting kind of where we left off in the game, which I believe was 10-4. Not sure exactly, but we'll have you filled in here in just a moment. But talking about beginning strats, once again, I mean, you've got 2 top teams. This is where it really matters.
And it's really interesting to see Envy get the better half of that starting, because once Lethal had all those shots on Envy, or excuse me, on L-Town, and then push over towards Sniper, you know, it was really kind of curious to see that.
Yeah. So we're going to need to see CLG get 45 kills, and Envy is going to need 39 kills. That's the update. If you want to write that down, 45 for CLG and 39 for Team Envyus. So Envyus is up right now.
So in fact was 5-11 when that game ended, and looks like Envy, you know, hopefully leading off with that momentum that they had. But yes, absolutely keeping in mind they only need to reach 39 kills, with CLG needing to get to the full, or not full, but 45.
Yeah, I mean, that's still not a big swing of kills though. So especially off the rip of the game, if CLG were to get control of power weapons early, or let's say even Envy could grow that lead. But let's talk about the beginning strats again, because I always think it's so interesting. I want to stay on board with Lethal again to see if he does the same thing, because, you know, we saw that breakdown of CLG's starting strat on Kali CTF, and I wonder if that made them potentially change that, since players know if they're going to kind of be like, all right, this is what CLG does. This is what we need to do to counter that exactly. So is Envy going to do that right now, saying, hey, you know what? This is what they do. Let's counter this. Or same with CLG. Hey, this is what Envy does. Let's see if they counter this. So I think this is where the mind games set in for sure. When you have 2 top teams like this, I mean, the mind games go deep.
And of course, we've got the Wizard being Pistola on Envy, and you know he's involved. Mikwin, he wants to beat CLG. He's not scared. They aren't scared of these players in any way. They know they can compete as long as they come out and they play their best. So needing 39 kills, I mean, that's a big advantage, I think, for Envy, because, you know, CLG could probably give lots of teams a handicap in a game and still win it. They could probably give them a 10-kill lead and still come back and win the game. I feel like they gave them
a handicap a little bit on the Strongholds game, 44-0. Actually, no, you know what? We can't take anything away from Envy. We can't. Envy is still a great squad. But yeah, regardless, I mean, pretty much what you're trying to say is CLG can pretty much come back from almost any deficit, and that you can never count CLG out when maybe with other teams you can say the game is over. With CLG, you can never count these guys out.
And unfortunately, we don't see that too often, where they're losing towards the end of a game. But absolutely, you know, we've seen it at that halfway point, and we even saw it pretty much on the last game, halfway point, almost essentially losing. But still, just the turnaround, the swing is amazing what they're able to do, and locking down the control and only sacrificing a few seconds each time they start, you know, players start falling. So CLG, obviously going to come out strong again. They're not a team that's going to give up free deaths, so it was really exciting actually to see Envy with that lead and see if they're able to carry that over, or if they even adjust their play style at all, considering the fact that they don't have to reach as many kills as well. So they could, you know, play it a whole lot slower than they might have last game as well, because you have a full new timer on the clock as well. It's not going to reset, so you still have an extra 12 minutes to keep going.
Yeah, I think if it got slow, though, we're not going to see that until one of the teams kind of gets control of those power weapons. That's going to decide, like, hey, do we have rockets and sniper on Envy, and we're going to make CLG come to us? That's when we would see it slow down. If I think whenever there's power weapons coming up, people are just constantly flushing those areas, because you don't want that other team to get control of rockets at the sniper area, because it's so dominant. You got all those little nooks and crannies, and it's just very close quarters, a very close quarters area that literally, if you walk around the corner and a guy has rockets, you're done. So rockets are so important on this map. But it sounds like we do have the game back up. So we're going to be going right back into this match. We're going to kick things off with L-Town. Actually, sorry, we wanted to kick things off with Lethal. Yep, we're going on board with Lethal. Same spot. He's doing the same exact thing. Cross-map shots here on players from Envy. So Lethal getting the Hail Mary as well. Are you kidding me? Picking up the double. Can he get the triple here? Going for the triple. Ola's going to fall off the map, and he does get the triple. Can he get the over? There's a player at top rockets. Can he find him? No, he does not find him in time, but still, CLG does have the sniper.
And he just wasn't able to jump quite high enough to get over looking at Catwalk to actually spot that guy top rockets. But Lethal, 0-1 to start last game, starting this one off strong 3-0 already.
And he is going to go down with that sniper. Looks like there are a few players around here. I believe Snakebite is going to go ahead and pick that up. Nope. He does have rockets, though, so you know what? He's going to leave that sniper. So a very good play by Snakebite. Sometimes it's not the best to hold both power weapons. It's better to have that kind of spread out through your team so you can have a bit more action going on. He's going to miss this rocket, though, but still in a great position in this close quarter area over here on this side of the map. He's going to take down Mikwin with that rocket, so being very effective with these rockets right now.
And what I really like seeing is that he did not go for the rocket sniper. You see rocket snipers so many times already today from the other teams, except for the best team. Only the best team won't pick up that combination. But Mikwin, let's hop on board with him. As I said it before the game started, they need to have him go off and control this weapon. Keep it out of the hands of Royal 2. Keep it out of the hands of Lethal. Snakebite everyone on CLG, basically.
Oh, man, I was going to say Mikwin kind of pushing out a bit too far there. He could have stayed back there at top rockets and potentially just waited for the players to push out from CLG, but got a little bit too aggressive right there.
And that was with new rockets spawning as well, so not the time you want to be dying with that sniper, especially on rocket side of the map. So this could be a huge swing of events if they're able to grab control here.
Frosty is going to come crouching around that corner to surprise Mikwin and take him down. Let's jump on board with Frosty. No, he's taken down. Let's stay on board with Frosty.
Lethal's got rockets here as well, running away with him back to his red base, and Carbine as well. So he's got two of the best weapons that you could hope for on this map. And of course, with this game tied like this, if Envy can just trade kills for the rest of the game, you know, they're going to come back and win.
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty wild to trade kills the rest of the game. But you know what? It looks like they're still able to keep this lead by 1 kill. So keeping control of this sniper side and not letting Lethal get into this area over here is going to be a very big key for Envy right now, because once Lethal's here, I mean, he's just kind of given free reign to just roam around and not let anybody into this area. So now you see him kind of pushing into this area, few players on Envy are going down. That's Rain going to be taken down. Sniper is coming up. 2 more players of Envy go down. Mikwin's down. Sniper's up. And I believe, is that Royal too?
Snakebite actually picked it up. If we can hop on board with him, he's rotating over to Elbow so quickly. Like, this is what I like to see. You know, I've seen 15 attempted no-scopes today, but yet Snakebite picks up the sniper and immediately sprints away to Elbow just to get in position, help out his team. So obviously CLG just knowing exactly how they want to play out this map. But keep in mind, score's not tied right now. This is a 6-kill lead for Envy.
Another great play by Snakebite. Realizes his teammates died over there. He's not even going to try and go for anything flashy. He's going to play it safe. Bring bring that sniper back all the way to red base where everyone on his team is. So he's not gonna try and make something flashy happen over on blue side. He's gonna make Envy work hard for this kill. And now he got that shot on Rain, able to pick up a easy kill for Lethal. And now we've got Royal 2 with the sniper.
And we all know what Royal 2 can do with this weapon. Pulling out the pistol, helping out his teammate, responding to a one-shot kill. I feel like if I was watching other people, we would have seen sniper no-scopes there.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, these guys are definitely just, they play it the right way. And now pretty much seeing the exact same play for Royal 2, just reversing sides, running all the way over to blue side, kind of playing a cat and mouse now with the guys on Envy. It looks like Royal 2 thought he was going to get that headshot and wasn't able to, so Rain is going to be able to stay alive there. But Royal 2, like you said, Snakebite went to the correct spot. Now Royal 2 is immediately in that correct spot, getting just perfect sight lines across the map.
And I feel like that's something we saw out of Allegiance at Worlds a lot, and it's something we just don't see teams do much now. And so if you're going to beat CLG, you need to play the game type according to your weapons, your positions, and just the best chances of keeping control of those. And that's what CLG does.
Yeah, just play the classic way, by the playbook, just the right way. Don't go for anything too flashy. Just play the way it's supposed to be played. But we are going to see Royal 2 go down with Sniper. CLG is still, they're down by 3 now. And remember, you'll see it on your screen right there above the score. Counterlogic Gaming needs 45 kills to win. Envy only needs 39. So 9 more kills for Envy will win this game for them.
And not only that, but they have Sniper and Rockets, but Sniper does not know that Royal 2 is hiding right behind him. He's going to be very upset about that. Great play there. And of course, looks like Envy only 7 kills away from closing out this game. This is best case scenario right now for Team Envyus to go ahead and tie up this series. And keep in mind, this will only be CLG's 2nd loss of pro season. So wow, like incredible play, and Envy absolutely coming out here and showing that they are one of the best, if not absolute 2nd best team in the league at this point.
Yeah, 35 now. They just need 4 more kills to win the game. Counterlogic Gaming needs 15. So Envy looking very dominant right now in closing out this game. You see a player hiding up here on the sneaky ledge trying to take down Royal 2. And it looks like we may have had a player on Envy drop out. So actually, I'm being told in my ear right now, it sounds like Counterlogic Gaming is going to admit defeat here and give up game number 2 because Envy was so close to winning this game. They were 2 kills away, and it sounds like Counterlogic Gaming is just going to move past this one. So now the series is all tied up 1-1.
All right, let's take a look at some of the replays here from this match as well. And I'm actually kind of happy that CLG did that. This is a team that is willing to accept when they made mistakes, when games were close. They'll be the first person to tell you that they made mistakes in a game type, and that's probably what they would say about this. And they're so confident as well that they're ready to just refocus and start talking about the next game type.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely shows a lot to their character to just kind of say, yep, you know what, let's give them the win, and let's move on to the next game type instead of making a big deal about it, wanting to get the replay. They just admitted defeat. There you see it, 48-36. That's actually, I believe that's going to be Envy winning that game. And there on your screen it says Counterlogic Gaming. So the series is actually tied up 1-1 right now. But yeah, I mean, Counterlogic Gaming, class act to go for something like, to do something like that. But now we're moving into Coliseum CTF, and kind of an interesting stat about this as well. Envy hasn't lost Coli CTF yet in the past few weeks in Pro League, and neither has CLG. So this is where I was kind of saying earlier, I think they're gonna really butt heads here, and it's gonna be probably a very close match.
And the fact that Envy was able to come away with this Game 2 victory, that just is, that much more likely to potentially send this to a Game 5 if they're able to take away one more win. If you go back into the Game 5, you're back to a Slayer. And when it comes down to these Slayer game types, lots of times it's just the map that will actually decide the winner. And we saw just how effective the veto system and things can be when Envy went up against Renegades. And at that point in time, Renegades was looking like the second strongest team in the league, especially after those dominating performances they did against Allegiance. And then Envy, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, has that Eden Slayer. Mickwin has the amazing sniper control, just like we were seeing out of this game as well. And they were just able to run away with a victory there, take that Game 5. So being tied up 1-1, if you're going to ever beat CLG, you cannot give away a free game, or else it's over. And the fact that they were able to close this one out is huge props to them.
They're going to Game 4. And when you talk about going to Game 4, the Rig Strongholds, the only game type CLG has lost. So if you're in Envy's shoes right now, if you can win Kali CTF, I mean, going into the Rig Strongholds, you're going to be feeling pretty confident because, if Optic Gaming was the only team to be able to take down this squad on this game type, I mean, that's Optic Gaming's the 6th seed. Envy is a higher seed, so obviously you'd predict Envy to put up an even stronger fight than Optic Gaming. So potentially, I mean, if Envy wins this next one, who knows? By some crazy chain of events, we may see Envy win this 3-1.
Or even if we just see it go to the Game 5. If I was going up against CLG, I would want to make sure I got all of these Slayer victories just because they're so strong at objectives overall. And Slayer, I feel like, is more of the toss-up. In a best of 5, you have 2 Slayers, 3 objective games. Of course, the objective games can vary, but the idea is that Slayer can be more of a toss-up than the other game types. And if you're going up against CLG, it's a toss-up. It doesn't matter who else you are, second best team, third best team. You still have a chance, but it's one of those toss-ups, and they need to make sure that they go ahead and steal one more victory, of course. But going into Game 5, if they can bring it there, could absolutely be anybody's game.
Yeah, this is really interesting because, I mean, we haven't seen really any other teams put up a good fight in the Pro League yet. And just how Envyus started off in that Kali Team Slayer, and then how they kind of closed it out there, even though we didn't get to finish that game out. But it's still just a very strong performance from the guys on Envy. And just seeing that we're playing Kali again, I think it could potentially go in Envy's favor if we see them get that control. But they're going to have to be quick because CLG is not going to let you make a mistake and get away with it. If you make a mistake on Envy, CLG will make you punish, or they will punish you for that, and they'll get a flag run. They'll get a guy in the Royal 2 spot, and make sure that you are not getting out of your base.
And of course, like we saw so many times before, Envy can win while being outslayed. If they're actually able to outslay them, then that would be amazing. But let's go ahead and hop on board with this game. The player's already with Royal 2.
All right, Royal 2 is already pushing towards the snipe side of the map, getting some well-placed grenades over there. Some practice grenades. You see him landing right there over on the other side of the sneaky there. He's going to acquire the sniper. That's 2 down for Envy right now. If he can take down Ola, make that 3. But now there are 2 players down from CLG, so this looks like a dead flag run, but you know what? Royal 2's like, let me just pick up a headshot real quick, and I'll get a number 2 to get the double kill. Let me see if I can get that 3rd one. Oh man, that head was peeking out, that little turtle head going for that triple. But Royal 2 already now pushing into the base. He's got Lethal next to him. If they can take down Pistola, they may be able to initiate this flag run here. That's 3 down for Envy. Players are spawning over by the elbow. All players from CLG making their way over towards that snipe side. A nice little delayed run from Royal 2 because he saw a lot of grenades coming in. I believe that is Snakebite getting ready to run the rest of the flag. If we can move on board with Snakebite, he's going to be running in. Let's see where he is going to be. He's not going to get touched by anybody. He's just going to run that right back in.
And as soon as he died, as soon as Royal 2 died, I thought the Envy actually had a legitimate chance of stopping that flag cap. But they played it, once again, played it perfect. Had the rocket guy hiding, perfect timing, picked up a few kills, ran the flag the rest of the way. No one from Envy could actually even contest it.
Yeah, I mean, we see CLG cap countless times within like the within about the first minute of college CTF games, time and time again. So I mean, capping that early into the game, it just gives you that comfort. You just feel a lot more comfortable, and you're able to play sometimes a bit more defensive. But now you've got Envy making a push-up into the base. Pistola followed by L-Town and Rain. And Rain is going to go down, though. That's going to take 2 down, 3 down for Envy, completely stopping that push altogether.
And you had Royal 2 in the back of the base, just staying alive, jumping around, no shields majority of the time, and in fact, doesn't even get taken out, although 3 players were collapsing on him, and it was a reverse 3-for-0 trade.
Yeah, I mean, the way CLG played that out there when everyone from Envy is making a push on them and collapsing on them like that. I mean, that's phenomenal teamwork by CLG in placing themselves in the right spot. But there you see Lethal already running flag number 2. He's got L-Town underneath him, says, you know what, later, I'm going to leave you. I don't need to fight you at all. I'm already back all the way at my base. And you know what? He's got his flag back in. Nobody in sight. He's going to get his shields back and cap flag number 2 just like that. So CLG working very fast right now and proving that they want to end this series 3-1 themselves.
And we might need to hop on board with Frosty here pretty soon. This kid's got 10 kills already. That is twice the amount of anyone else in the game currently, so he is just putting on a show.
All right, Frosty is going to stay alive. Great play there to just back down. And it looks like Rain is going to be taken down. L-Town is still there. Can he do it? Frosty going for the kill. He gets it on L-Town. Huge individual play by Frosty. Wow.
And did you see Frosty and Royal 2 look at each other? That sniper rifle was up. They both look at it. They both clearly won it, but Frosty's like, all right, Royal 2. Wow, I haven't even seen this spot.
Dude, Frosty is always showing us just
I don't
the
think
sneakiest
ever
spots.
seen it.
I don't know. I mean, maybe this is the first time everyone's seen it. Who knows? Let us know in the chat. If you're in the chat, let us know if you've seen that before. If you haven't, there you go. There's a new little spot that you can use to play and take down your friends, and they'll probably be like, what the heck, man? How did you even get there?
We got to go back on board with Royal 2. He still has that sniper, and I just know he's going to do something good with it.
All right, Royal 2 just hanging out back here, taking it slow. The guys here on CLG, they don't need to rush. They're up 2-0. Yeah, there's plenty of time. But there's no reason to overextend or do something that they don't need to. He's going to go for that no-scope. He's going to miss. Heard that sigh come from you there, Kyle. Thought it was going to happen.
Thought it was going to happen.
You see Snakebite left that sniper, too. Actually, nobody picked up that sniper.
Who's going for that? Let me find this out, see what's going through CLG's mind right now.
I don't think anybody picked up that sniper. He got left behind. There you see it. 2 down for Envy now. Look at this. Royal 2, and you've got Frosty pushing up. But what a play by Mikwin, hiding in that sneaky little spot, but Frosty was right there to answer back.
Now, Snakebite does have the rockets, picks up 1 kill here, and yeah, it looks like no one else went back for that sniper either. Was it out of ammo? I'll have to go back and rewatch that one at a later point in time, but either way, CLG just doing great things with every life that they have.
Now Snakebite trying to push in to get a flag grab. He's going to get into a 1v1 battle with L-Town, but L-Town's going to take him down using that assault rifle.
Let's go back on board with Frosty. He's got 17 kills now, still leading the pack. Twice as many kills as anyone on Envy already. Just kids a beast.
Man, we almost saw a ninja right there. And L-Town going for the reversal, but Frosty still pulls out the win in that 1v1. There you see it. Check out the stats. 18 kills from Frosty. Wow. I mean, this guy is an absolute beast right now. CLG obviously not able to get another flag right now, but it just seems like Envy, every time they make a push into their base, they're just down. Look at that. 3 down again. 3 down for Envy. Last guy is across the map.
The greatest thing about watching CLG is you can tell that they know exactly what their teammates are going to do every single life. Frosty was on the elbow. Of course, we can't hear the communication, but there was another player on elbow with him. They both knew in their heads, absolutely, probably without even discussing it, that they were going to jump up and challenge the people.
Look at that flank from Lethal right there. I mean, he came in through that little sneaky spot. Frosty kind of just gave the business right there to Rain with the DMR, picking up the double, going for the triple. Can he get this kill in the back with L-Town for the over? No, he's going to go down, but look at this. That's 3 down. Mikwin has spawned up. He is making his way up to top rockets, but you know what? Snakebite is right there. We do have a player running this flag back. Snakebite trying to hold back these players. Mikwin getting rockets, trying to stop him, not going to be able to. I believe that's Lethal running the flag and trying to secure cap 3. Can he get in? No, he cannot. Rain stops him, punches him right in the face to take him down. But look at this, snake bite right there. No, still not able to happen. That flag is not captured yet. Envy is doing absolutely everything they can to stop this capture. But this looks like it's going to be it, though. CLG takes game number 3. 3-0. Let's take a look at these stats, though. Frosty, 22 kills. Lethal, 15. Royal, 212. I mean, completely dominating them in the Slayer field here.
And still, the entire game, he consistently had, it wasn't like he just went on one spree and got a bunch of kills. Like sometimes you'll see a running riot from somebody and they went even, you know? So obviously they must have been getting owned prior to the running riot if they're only even after the, 10 kill or 15 kill spree.
How about that
Frosty
sneaky spot?
The entire time.
We got to call that the Frosty spot now. I mean, I haven't seen that spot before.
I honestly haven't seen that spot before, and it's unfortunate that we haven't because pro players should be using it. Like, I don't think Envy had ever seen it before. They had no idea where they were getting rained down upon.
I mean, you're coming in from the high ropes up there. Imagine a ground pound. I mean, you just come in flying hot. Nobody's going to even expect you're coming from there. But let's take a look at the replays here from this match and just see what CLG was just doing so right to kick things off and get that first flag cap in the first minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah, it definitely helped with Royal 2 picking up a few snipe kills to start this game. And then, of course, Frosty, with 22 kills that game, consistently had 2 for 1 in every,
kill,
life, basically.
That was dirty. I mean, so many dirty plays from Frosty. And just every time I feel like we're on a screen, he almost got that ninja.
And then he almost got owned.
But you know what? He still got the kill. He almost got owned, but he did it.
It almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. It does not count in Halo. And like right here, I was getting dizzy watching this. He's zooming in and out, and his thumb is so steady that even getting thrown out of zoom, it was not moving the reticle whatsoever.
Yeah, and we saw Envy kind of attempt to stop this last flag cap, but they couldn't. And there you see it. Now the picture's been fixed here. We have Team Envyus, who won game number 2. CLG won game number 1 and game number 3. Now moving in to the rig strongholds. Team Envyus has got to win this one. I mean, I would love to see a game 5. CLG has not been taken to a game 5, and I don't know how long, man. It's been
X Games.
Since X Games, yeah.
Or was there one at World Championship? No, because I think it was a best of 7. They lost 2 games to Denial. This situation. So still, yeah, never had to go to the actual tie-breaking match. Besides when they lost a tiebreaker to EG. But even at that X Games, tournament, they got second place. But in my opinion, watching them, like, it was clearly obvious that CLG was not playing well there, and that I knew personally that they were going to bounce back and 95% chance of coming out and winning Worlds. And sure enough, they did exactly that.
When we have Frosty coming in each week and just showing us these wild, essentially what people in the community would call nerd spots, just because, I mean, they're so unknown, and when you're there, I mean, you got a huge advantage, especially this one on Coliseum. I mean, there's been one well-known over on the red side of the map, and now there is one on the blue side of the map. So, I mean, using those when you're charging into a base, I mean, no player is going to be looking up there. And then we saw as well, Frosty on top of that. This was, I believe, in week 2, because I wasn't here week 3. So week 2, Frosty found a spot on Stasis with the flag. It was right above the stairs. So Frosty's always kind of showing us these nice little neat and like crannies and just like cubby holes. And, maybe this guy needs to make some like tip videos or something. I would watch him. Frosty probably has so many more out there that he's just keeping secret, not letting anybody know. Who knows what we're going to see them pull out at finals or something like that. Yeah,
I mean, the amount of money on the line here, they're absolutely... It's to your benefit to save things like that. If anything, it was basically Frosty got up there. I'm pretty sure Rain was out, raining down on Rain from above him, and Envy just had no idea he was even in that location.
Yeah, and then just Frosty individually. I mean, you watch his shot, and like we talk about Royal 2, how good his sniper is. When you look at Frosty, his pistol shot is just so on point. I mean, we saw him miss a little bit of shots there on L-Town, but, I mean, he recovered. You see a lot of players, once they start kind of getting that tornado feel, they end up just losing it. There's nothing that they can do, and they end up getting pretty destroyed. But he kept his composure.
Yeah, and his confidence. You can just tell that it's there in that 1v1 with L-Town. They're both shooting at each other. If anything, I liked L-Town's position a little bit better, more cover there.
Yeah.
But Frosty thrust forward right back into him, knowing that I'm pulling the trigger just as fast as you are, and I'm not going to miss a shot, so you better not miss or you're going to lose this. And sure enough, tries to jump up and clamber. Frosty with the thrust forward as opposed to a thrust away. Maybe that's what L-Town was expecting, and then picks up the kill in the 1v1. So just consistently winning all of his 1v1 battles and 2v1s even.
If you had to say what player is the best player on CLG, who would you say? It's a tough one.
Just showing you how
tough that is. You guys at home in the Twitch chat, wherever you're watching from, just post at us, tweet at us, or even post in the chat. Who do you think is the best player on CLG? And you know what? I guess if you think they're all the best, just say they're all the best. But if you had to pick one, though, who would you pick that is the best player?
It's just such a loaded question. I can't even believe it. It's the best player comes down to what map they're playing on, I think, because there is no other way to choose it. Like if it's Regret, I'm going with Snakebite. If it's Coliseum, normally I'm going with Royal 2. You know, if it's Truth or maybe Fathom, then I'm going with Frosty. So just in my opinion, it comes down to the map they're playing on. But clearly, all of them just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, for those of you at home as well, be sure to tweet at us using the hashtag HCS. We're still getting these players together into the game before we start this next matchup. So bear with us here. Just be a few more minutes. But yeah, tweet at us using the hashtag HCS. Who do you think is going to win this? Do you think Envyus is going to come back? Let us know in the Twitch chat. Maybe send some energy towards the way. We're always sending energy to Boo Boo. We're sending Boo Boo some doo boo. Maybe we need to send some energy to Envy to help him out here. If you're an Envy fan, what would you send him? What would you send Team Envyus? I guess just send them your energy. There's no boo-boo to that doo-boo there.
Well, they got the wizard, so, you know, just send the love, the magic.
Send the magic. They need some magic. The magic towards Team Envyus. And then CLG, I mean, I don't know if they need anything sent to them. They're just...
No, they need to have some stuff taken away from them. Like, we should cancel all of their vetoes 1 week just to see if they potentially lose.
I don't think that would do anything to them.
There's a good chance, like, they could not show up to vetoes and... You know, like if we had to choose one game type they struggle at, it's Rig Strongholds, and it's in the series anyway. They didn't even veto it, so like, why does it even matter?
Yeah, they vetoed the one, or they didn't veto the one game type. They lost, so yeah, they must be feeling pretty confident on it now. So who knows? Maybe we'll see a lot more of a dominance.
It's like asking CLG. Who the best player on CLG is. Well, what's their best game type, Mike? They're all their best game types. Like, how can you choose just one? True. So just CLG, just gosh. That must be a frustrating team to play against, actually, as well. Yeah.
I can't imagine how frustrating that's got to be. You see Frosty just staying alive, running around, picking up a double kill, flying in from the top of the map.
You're like, guys, he's up in that spot really far above the base that we don't have a name for because we've never seen it before. Like, what do you do?
You got to call it the Frosty spot now. He's in the Frosty spot. But it sounds like we do have this game together now. We're going to be playing Strongholds on the rig. First to 100 points wins. You're going to see 3 Strongholds on the map. How you get points on this is by holding 2 Strongholds. And there you saw Camo on the map. You've got Railgun. Teams are going to be fighting over those constantly. But let's start things off with Lethal. He's going to pick up the battle rifle and start capturing this hill in the BR pit.
I think somebody went for the railgun there as well, so we'll get that pulled up here in just a moment. Good. Royal 2 with the railgun. Picking up now a double kill, and they're already rotating over to capture basement. So phenomenal play from CLG. Perfect opening strat. We'll take a look to see what happened to that camo here in just a moment as well.
All right, Royal 2. Making his way over to BR base to put some pressure on the players from Envy, and I like how he's taking his time. And he does miss that railgun shot, and you know what? He decides to back up because there was no way, unfortunately, Ola was right there to decline him of getting away, and Ola's going to get the railgun. He's going to start making this push over towards Nest, and Envy now has control of 2 Strongholds and the railgun. So let's see if Pistola can keep up this dominance here with the railgun and keep it in the hands of Envy, but he is going to be taken down.
And L-Town, I'm watching here, if you can see, CLG's trying to contest the BR base, or trying to capture it, Envy trying to contest it, actually gets the reset as well. So still holding 2 Strongholds, and Ola getting a reset over in Nest. Great play to start off this game. And if you were wondering there, Lethal got the camo to start that game and was just taken out. So no effect yet this game.
Now, L-Town, I like how he's kind of just been hanging around this tower to keep some protection here over by the BR base. and he's going to be able to stay alive here at bottom tower while getting hit by a couple grenades. But him staying alive here and staying back to protect that BR base while his teammates are trying to control Nest. I mean, he played this perfectly, but they got to stop that capture over there on Nest, and they're not able to do so. CLG gets control of the Nest, and L-Town goes down as well. That's going to be 2 down for Envy.
Yeah, 3, then 2 down, and being outslate currently still holding the strongholds actually in favor of CLG for the moment. New railgun will be spawning up here, and that is going to be a scatter shot in the hands of Royal 2. So look for him to bust out this railgun scatter shot combination here, or see if he maybe passes that on to somebody else. No, he's in fact going to grab it for himself, and if he can grab this next camo, Mike, that'll be almost lights out for Envy. Just start the game.
Yeah, this triple cap and then just having the railgun and the scatter. I mean, this isn't looking good for Envy right now. They're all kind of trapped over by the Nest right now. Royal 2 just trying to stay alive, and this is a big kill to take down Royal 2. That's going to be 2 down for both squads right now. Let's move on board with Mikwin. Haven't seen too much of him. He does have camo, so if they can capitalize with this camo and try and push up with Mikwin, and Mikwin can sneak behind them, they may be able to capture this BR base here. That's 1 down for CLG, so Mikwin notices the opening. They are up in players, so he's going to push up and get taken out. But look at this. 3 players are taken down from Envy, so Mikwin did what he needed to do. The other guys on Envy, they need to step up there and be able to pick up a kill.
Royal 2 is actually able to run back over, grab his railgun and scatter shot once again, and then pick up those kills and help secure the basement hill. Mikwin doing some flanks, still picking up a kill. We'll hang on board with him for a minute, although he is being hunted by Royal 2.
Mikwin does run out of camo right now, and Royal 2 is going to be able to get some help from Snakebite to take him out there. So they are going to now hold these 2 strongholds, and as they do, Envy is going to capture the Nest. So
let's hop on board with L-Town. He just picked up the railgun scatter shot here from Royal 2, misses the first one, and now all he has left is this up-close weapon here. Nobody can won't be able to do anything in this long haul here.
All right, so Royal 2 does have the scatter shot now, but still a very close match. You know, no team really able to pull away. Both teams really just putting applying a lot of pressure on each other, so not really allowing any team to get any type of setup.
And we just had 3 members now down for Envy. We do have the new railgun coming up. Once again, CLG is setting up just in better position, catching Envy off spawn. Just really doesn't look like they're able to capitalize, on any of these kills that they're picking up. And that's going to put now the railgun in the hands of Frosty. If we can hop on board with him, see if he's able to hit any more of these shots.
Frosty is going to be taken down by Rain, so let's jump on board with Rain now as he has 4 railgun shots, and he's going to try and protect this hill, and he does so. So that's a big kill by Rain, and I like how he immediately just rushes out of there to make sure he's blocking this barrel spawn and bottom tower spawn over here, forcing all the players to spawn over in that back carbine area. So a great play by Rain to really contribute to his team and make CLG spawn the furthest point away.
And he wasn't able to grab any kills with that, but Envy did also grab camo. That's going to be in the hands of L-Town, and they're in a good position to maintain control of these hills. Like, Royal 2 doesn't see him sneaking up right behind him, and now he's going to stop that guy from capturing hill as well if he's able to refocus and get over there.
Snakebite's about to get Nest. L-Town has to get this kill. That's big kill. That's a really big kill from L-Town. He's going to get the reset, but they are going to lose BR base just as he gets that reset. So L-Town still with just a little bit of camo. Can he pick up a kill and potentially get the recover here? He does. Big double kill. That's 3 down for CLG. L-Town's capturing BR base. We're about to have a trip cap. The last player, Royal 2. Can L-Town get the kill? No, Royal 2 with the thrust move to take down L-Town. But look at this. L-Town has, Envy has brought this back. We are tied up 53-53.
And Royal 2 just played that entire situation perfectly. Like, he was in the range that he was at, thrust forward, does a great job. Now somebody is contesting the hill, and they get the reset in basement as well. So still holding 2 strongholds and 2 members going down now for CLG. Nobody's going to be in position to get this basement. They cannot go for it right now.
Now, we've been used to seeing CLG when there's a 4v4 scenario where all 8 players on the map are alive. We always see CLG able to get that first kill, and that just gives them a clear advantage immediately off the start. So they play a 4v3. They can make the push. The cards are in their favor. But now we're seeing Envy really kind of be the team to get that first kill. And L-Town doing a little bit of acrobatics here and just staying alive. But Snakebite with the railgun declines him from monkey barring back up onto the map right there.
He was jumping around everywhere, being a great distraction, but Snakebite just says no. 180, railgun kill, and now did they actually just pass up? I think with the 2 members for Envy going down, they actually just backed up and gave Snakebite the camo now and back to control here. So look, Envy leading past the halfway mark point in this game, 75 seconds. And whether or not they'll be able to close this one out, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, Snakebite does have a great combo here, and you see a player above him holding that scatter shot as well. So they do have all the weapons in favor. There you see it. It was 4v4. They take down L-Town. It's now 3-on-3. Actually, 2 players go down from CLG now, and he's not able to pick up that kill on Rain. That would have been a very clutch kill. You know what? That makes 2 down. Excuse me, now 1 down for CLG. And Envy, look at this. All 3 players here just storming over towards the nest. And you've got Ola. You can see it in the distance. He's capturing the basement. They have trip capped. Can Envy close this out against CLG, taking CLG to their first game 5? Envy is the team to do it. Can they make this happen? 81 to 68 now. Lethal is down. That's going to be 2 down for CLG, 1 down for Envy. L-Town helping capture the BR base, and they are still trip capped, looking to get the reset here. 3 players from CLG moving over to basement. They still have the trip cap. Look at all, literally every player from CLG just putting their body inside that hill to get that capture. And wow, Royal 2 just taking down L-Town to the face.
Now we got to hop on board with Mikwood because he is doing work this game. He is leading the pack with 20 kills. We knew it was going to have to be him to step up, be that main slayer for his team, and he's been doing a great job as it. But no, let's get
stick on board with 97 to 68. Sorry to cut you off there, Elamite, but Envy, it was so close to closing this out, and if they can capture this basement right here, they may be able to do that, but they said no. Pistola's here to answer back. He picks up the double kill and decides to leave. What a play by Pistola. Great communication by Pistola and Rain and L-Town. They're going to capture Nest. If they can hold this and not lose BR base, they could potentially win this. Austin, Mikwin going for the reset. Not able to get it. L-Town over there as well. Doesn't get it. 99 to 77. Folks, we may see CLG make this comeback, or do you think Envy is going to be able to win this? If you are a fan of Envy, send them your energy. I can't even talk right now. I'm in shock. If you're a fan of CLG, send them your energy. Pistola's taken down. Not good for Envy right now. What you got to do if you're Envy right now, let's stay on board with Pistola. Off the spawn, you guys got to make one good push. This is it. Right here, 99 to 86. You got to make a good push.
And Mikwood was in great position, hiding below the base, actually picks up the 2 kills. 2 down for Envy, 2 down for CLG right now. This is coming down to the wire.
99 to 90. Mikwin trying to make a move up here by himself. This is a bit risky. He's going to move out. Misses the first scatter shot. Can't connect with the second one, but they do get control of the BR pit in the midst of everything happening. Folks at home, we are going to the first game 5 we've seen with CLG. The #1 seeded CLG versus the #2 seeded Team Envyus. Wow, 100 to 92. Look at the slays from Mikwin, 24 kills. And then even on the other side, Royal 2, 25 kills. Wow, let's check out the replays from this.
Absolutely. Now, so I think it's pretty safe to say that Brig Strongholds is going to be one of CLG's weaker game types at this point. Dropping this one, and now it'll be really curious to see, you know, going forward how they choose to veto those, if we will ever even see them play this game type again. Obviously, CLG going to a game 5 is something, you know, we haven't even seen a game 5 today, yet alone seeing CLG taken to a game 5. They've already doubled their amount of losses they've had this entire season in this one series against, in my opinion, even more so than before, clearly the second best team here in the league.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely playing at their best. When we were watching that right there with Mikwin with the scatter shot, I was a bit worried. I didn't notice what was happening over by the BR pit instantly. I thought Mikwin missed that scatter shot. That could have messed up a lot of things for them. But while all of that was happening, Mikwin was the distraction. He made those players turn around and focus on the basement, and he allowed them to capture the BR pit. So, I mean, phenomenal teamwork out of Envyus, and not allowing CLG to make that infamous comeback that they always do.
And my deciding factor that game was when Pistola got a double kill in basement with Railgun by himself and then ran to Nest instead of going for the basement hill, because obviously the communication there, you can only, especially against a team like CLG, you're not going to capture 2 or 3 strongholds separately based on just where people are spawning, and Royalty was in that general location. He gave up the 1v1, did not challenge the 1v1 against Royalty, who just ran away and helped double cap that hill to capture it just that much faster. So Pistola making that rotation, proving why he is in fact a wizard, making wizard-like plays that game, and absolutely helping Envyus close this one out. We're going to game 5, and we said it before the series. If they can at least steal 2 of these games and send it to a game 5, we may be looking at a coin flip. And Eden Slayer, Team Envyus had a pretty convincing win against Renegades on this game type for their game 5 in week 2. So, wow, what are we going to see happen this game?
Yeah, I mean, anything could happen right now. You know, talking about that win against Renegades, Envyus has also won that game type again against another squad. So, out of all the matches they've played in Pro League, they've played Eden Slayer twice, and they've won it both times. CLG has yet to play this match in the Pro League. This would be a great time to pull up Halo 5 Arena stats here. Going to halo5arena.com and checking into their practice scrimmages. Has CLG been playing well on Eden Slayer, or is this kind of one of the maps that they lose over and over to other teams?
And Strongside, we have the players in game. CLG's first game 5 that we have seen from them. 2 losses today already, twice the amount that we've seen from them all season long. Who do you want to kick it off with? Frosty.
All right, we're going to kick things off with Frosty. There you see the sniper. We've got a lot of action that could happen on this map right now. Frosty already making his way out towards outside by the turbine. He does have the Hydra, going for a sweet little Hydra kill there. Not going to be able to get that. He's going to go down, though. That's 3 down. Wow. Look at that. 3 down, all 4 down, an early lead from Envy. You've got Mikwin now with the sniper, looking to spot these players off of spawn.
And that's Pistola with the rockets as well. All the power weapons and a 5-0 lead going in favor of Envy. And Envy, as we saw in game 2, they can win.
Like that. I don't like that. Why? I would not have taken that sniper all the way out towards the catwalk. You have the sniper in a premium spot back in the blue base. Why not just keep it back there and keep it at bay?
Lead. 5-0 lead on top of everything.
So I believe maybe that is Frosty that has this. Excuse me, not Frosty. I believe maybe it's Snakebite. Yes, it is Snakebite that has the sniper now, but I would have loved to see Mikwin play that a little bit different. I mean, they had such a great start, but we got a long way to go to the end of this game, and we'll see how the rest of this plays out. Now CLG is bringing this back. They are only down by 1 kill, and now Snakebite has the sniper. Let's see if he sits back with this, or if he's going to make a push up here.
And just like that, a 5-0 lead with both power weapons in your hand, then going 4 kills in favor of CLG. So, man, I thought we were going to see Envy just build up a huge lead to start off this game. And just that little mistake from Mikwin just completely changes the course of the game.
Look how quiet it is. No shots. Once again, we've seen it before. No shots.
Only on this map.
No sounds. Goes for the sniper. Sorry if I broke your eardrums there, folks, but Snakebite, he's going to end that silence with a headshot on Mikwin. Rockets are going to be coming up. We're tied at 6-6 right now, but you can tell both teams are not wanting to give up any useless deaths right now. The game has completely slowed down at the 10-minute mark. We're only at 7-6.
And as soon as Snakebite hit that shot, Pistola was actually on a flank with rockets, picked up a kill there. He is 4-0 to start this game right now. The only one positive on Envy, and he still has a rocket left in the chamber.
And Snakebite's still holding this sniper. He's moved around the entire map, literally pretty much gone in a complete circle.
And Ola chasing him the whole time.
He's just making him, it's cat and mouse right now, just running around playing cat and mouse right now with the guys on Envy.
So who's actually doing that? Who's actually the hunter and who's being hunted? You never know with the power weapons. Like Ola, you can see him on Death Game. He is crouching outside red, trying to lock that down. And of course, you've got Frosty in the window trying to do work there, and actually picks up a trade.
Yeah, they both had rockets. They had the previous rockets, so those rockets are going to be acquired by Lethal. Now CLG has 2 power weapons. Now things looking a little bit more in the favor of CLG. Now Sniper's up as well. You've got Snakebite just hanging out. He's going to bait this Sniper, hoping that one of the players on Envy will go for it. If you're on Envy, you just got to use a plasma grenade to get that out of there. I mean, you know that Snakebite still has that Sniper. You can't even attempt to go for it.
Now, what we also have right now on the left there, you see Ola coming below him. Ola's actually got the shotgun as well. They start pushing into red. That's one dead for each team. Ola gets shot to no health, but actually stays alive for a moment. Great grenade, pushes Snakebite back. Snakebite and Ola have the most ridiculous 1v1s this game.
The mind games.
The mind games, the running away from each other constantly is hilarious.
Yeah, both players are just equally smart when it comes to making the right decision. I mean, both players have been around for quite some time, so we're just seeing a lot of great plays by these guys.
And look at the death feed, or the kill feed there. Mikwin with the sniper as well. I'll go on board with him, and we'll try to keep an eye on. Not very often we have two snipers on the map.
Look at this score too, 8 minutes left in the game. We're only at 14-12. I mean, these guys are playing very slow, and when they make their push, if it doesn't work, they end up regrouping and waiting for that next time to push. I mean, this is two great teams really playing the way this map needs to be played, and they're playing very smart.
Now, strong side, do we go on board with Ola, who's on a flank with rockets? Oh, he almost picked up a kill, but he didn't quite. Or do we stay on board with Mikwin, the sniper?
I think we stay on board with Mikwin because all four players in this base are going to be trapped in here. You saw Ola pick up a kill, but he was leading that charge, so he's going to be taken down. Now you've got Royal 2 hiding right here. Mikwin knows he's right there. He's going to pop out a grenade, hoping to hit Royal 2, but Royal 2 is
positioning.
just
like
still alive.
Are we sure Royal 2 doesn't have glass walls on right now, knowing exactly where the enemy team is? The positioning, without having to look at the opponent, is impeccable here from Royal 2 and CLG. But now 5-kill lead. And Envy had a great showing of just collapsing and going a 3-for-1 trade.
Nice. Mikwin is just moving, rotating around the map. I like how he's just moving, but yes, there we go. He's going to switch to the pistol. You called it out earlier when Royal 2 switched to the pistol, but there you have it. Mikwin is just going to go for that no-scope. He's not going to be able to stay alive, though. He's going to go down. That sniper is going to sit at top catwalk, but 3 players from Envy there. Let's move on board with Pistola, though. I'd love to see this guy get the sniper in his hands and kind of go to town here, but he's going to get the shotgun and kind of lead the charge once again like we saw with Rockets earlier. He takes down Snakebite. Going for the double here. He's not going to be able to get it.
Wow, and that thrust was pretty ridiculous. Goes forward, almost gets the fake out, thrust back over the railing, back to fall bottom center. So he wasn't going to get hit by that shotgun. And if Pistola had played that any differently, he actually probably would have died in that situation because several other CLG members had angles.
For those of you that may just be tuning in, this is game number 5. We have Counter Logic Gaming versus Team Envyus. They are all tied up in the series 2-2. This is game 5. Whoever wins this will win the series. Counter Logic Gaming is undefeated. Team Envyus has lost 1 series so far. So Envyus trying to put up a big fight against these guys. They're winning 25-21. And Envy, I mean, right now, these guys, from how they started out and then to how they kind of fell apart after that beginning start, they're still putting this together. They are not letting up.
I mean, this game is not going to be over until it's all the way over. But like I said, coin flip, power weapon control. Like, imagine if Mikwin didn't lose that sniper to start this game. They could have been up by way more. Now, I am impressed they're still maintaining this lead.
You see Snakebite right there? Drop the sniper for Royal 2. So let's move on board with Royal 2. But Snakebite just... I honestly, I mean, if you want a teammate, is all the guys on CLG, but like Snakebite, just to have that confidence and just know, like, hey, take this sniper. I know you're going to do work with this, and just, I can trust you. There's so much trust between these guys on CLG.
And there's not a whole lot of players like that. And we spoke with another one like that today as well in Hein. So there's players that don't want to sit back with the sniper. They want to be aggressive. They want to be charging, and they know exactly how good their teammates are. But Royal 2 being taken out. That's 2 dead for CLG and an 8-kill lead. Envy looks like a stronger Slayer team than CLG.
I think that sniper is still sitting in the turbine as well. But it doesn't look like anybody is going to go ahead and pick that up. Maybe Frosty was able to acquire that. L-Town's going to pick up a kill on that weak player, but he's going to go down. He's trading kills. Not too bad of a thing to do.
And Snakebite actually has a sniper here now. He only has 1 shot left in it, though. See if he can make it count.
And who has rockets? I believe a player, actually, sorry, rockets are coming up right now in about 10 seconds. So we see CLG already kind of setting up for this, but Envy making a push over from the bridge and Ola pushing from the turbine. L-Town is going to be taken down though. So Snakebite's making a flank around, but there you see it. Mikwin is right there to answer back. All the players there just keeping control of these power weapons. 37-31, folks. CLG is trying to fight back right now, but Envy, with everything in them, is trying to close this out.
And with this lead, right now we have Mikwin with 13 deaths. He's 9-13, and Rain in the bottom of the pack is with only 3 kills, but the kid's only got 4 deaths. He is 3-4 on this map right now.
If you're Ola right now, getting 3 kills with these rockets is probably one of the most important things you can do right now in this game. The game is going to slow down. People are going to not move because we don't have much time left, and CLG doesn't want to give up any kills. And look at this. Almost complete silence. We have a few players in a few battles, but nobody's pushing over to Turbine. Sniper is coming up. If Envy gets this sniper, it is not going to look good for CLG.
And CLG looks like they're getting control of the tower. Somebody trying to nade the plasma, but that sniper just started bouncing around. I'll try to stay aboard and track who ends up picking that up. But 4-kill game, and we're coming down to the final stretch.
What a push by Pistola. So risky to make that push. He's going to go for the double. He hits that and barely misses the railing. He stays alive. 40-35. And I believe, if you want to check, I think Mikwin does have the sniper as well here, Elamite. You can let me know here in just a second.
He does have the sniper as well.
All right, so let's jump on board with Elamite, or let's jump on board with Mikwin, who has the sniper, and rockets are coming up. So Pistola has 1 rocket left in the chamber. It looks like he's going to take down Royal too. 41-35, folks. CLG could go down here in a Game 5 for the first time ever against Team Envyus. All of us thought it was absolutely impossible, that Counter Logic Gaming, that there was no chance that they could lose, but Team Envyus is coming out so strong right now. They're about to get the next rockets, Elamite.
And these next rockets, this is going to be the last rocket we see on the map. Mikwin hitting that headshot, constantly in the right position at the right time. You see that CLG trying to prevent them from grabbing it. They only need 6 more kills, and they've got a sniper.
Mikwin is going clutch right now. Can he keep picking up these kills? He's just leaving the rockets there, baiting them in. 45-38. A lot of people at home are feeling that way, is what you just said. Oh no, is CLG going to come back? 45-40. All the weapons are up over there.
And let's just point out, Pistola is 18-10. The Wizard is back, and he is proving it against CLG right now.
All right, we've got Snakebite with the rockets. Not sure which player has the sniper just yet.
Royal 2 has the sniper back in his hands. If there's anybody you want to have the sniper in their hands of in a situation like this, it's going to be Royal 2. And this game is not over yet.
They don't have much time, though. They only have 1 minute and 10 seconds. And even though Snakebite does have rockets, you know, Envy can slowly try and possibly bait them in. You see Snakebite starting to make that push there from tower, but the guys on CLG have to move quick. Say they slay all 4 guys over here on this side of the map, then they're going to still have to get those players that are off spawn. But look at this. Everyone on Envy, they're slowly rotating around the map. L-Town's taken down. Look at this. All of them moving around towards Turbine. Just, this is cat and mouse right now. You've got the cat, which is CLG, and the mouse, which is Envy, just running around the map, trying to stay alive. 42-45. Can CLG bring this back? 35 seconds left here, Elamite.
Let's let this one play out.
A moment of silence will take.
1-kill game with 20 seconds left.
45-45.
What?
We can't keep this silence up. CLG has brought this back. They have the power weapons. Now CLG, against all odds, has brought this game back. Maybe we see a tie right now, and maybe we go into OT. No way. CLG just pulled this comeback. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds. Can Royal 2 hit a sniper? No. We are going into overtime, folks, at 3 minutes to the clock. These 3 minutes now, well, we are playing out the rest of the game, so it's still the first to 50 kills. I can barely talk. We've never seen this happen before.
But this overtime is such an advantage for CLG right now because they have control of the power weapons. If they, for example, had to replay it, then it's a toss-up who gets to those and who has the better opening strat. But this is CLG with the lead right now, taking an actual lead with a Hydra launcher kill on L-Town from Lethal.
What a kill by Lethal. I mean, if we maybe could get a replay of that, not sure if we're going to be able to, just to see how he did pick up that kill. That would be phenomenal, but still on board with Royal 2. They have more than 2 minutes left. A lot of time. You're sitting pretty right now and feeling comfortable if you're on CLG. You've got Royal 2 with the sniper. Let's take a look at all the players. We'll do a quick run through. Snakebite hiding down below. Look at this. They're all over the base. You've got Frosty with shotgun, and you've got Lethal over here who had the Hydra. So now let's move back on board with Royal 2, who has the sniper. Now you've got a lot of players pushing over from the other side of the map. L-Town trying to sneak around. Is Royal 2 gonna rip his face off? Royal 2 rips off the face of L-Town in one of the most clutch times he could ever hit a snipe.
Now we still have a decent amount of time left, but that was L-Town being the last 2 deaths so far this game.
Not looking good, 49 to 47, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Counter Logic Gaming, against all odds, was able to bring this game back and defeat Team Envyus in game number 5, winning the series 3-2. Let's take a look at this. Oh my gosh. 18 kills from Pistola. So looking at that, Pistola going off, but then on the other side, Snakebite 15, Frosty 14, Royal 2 12, and Lethal 9. I mean, just an incredibly evenly matched game right here. Envy putting up an insane fight. I think a lot better than what many of others would have predicted.
Yeah, I've definitely got a lot to say about the stats and the game. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from here, as this was, not only is this the top 2 teams facing off against each other, the best fight we've seen against CLG, but this was the closest game 5 that we've seen as well. And that no-scope headshot, so many clutch snipes to determine the factor. And I said it in the beginning of the game, they had a 5-0 kill lead, and Micklin turned over the sniper instead of running away with it.
He got too aggressive right there. And that's what we were talking about, how he's been working on that. But that's one of those times where he was getting a little too antsy. And what a play by Pistola, barely missing that railing right there.
And what about the rotation to outside? It's like they tried to rotate outside and collapse to try to pick up another kill, when I feel like if they just hid in corners, 4 different corners, they might have had a better chance.
That sealed the win. That snipe from Royal 2, that solidified the win, because, I mean, you're up 2 kills. At that point, they have to push you. There's not much time, and you called it out. L-Town was those 2 deaths. He died those 2 times to give CLG that lead.
And the first one was a Hydra where Lethal caught him for just a moment to lock on, and for some reason he was pushing up mid-bridge, and 3 perfect Hydras hit him, taking him out, giving him that first kill lead.
You did not want to be pushing up mid-bridge in a time like that, where you know Royal 2 has that sniper. You don't want to be exposing yourself that much, but wow. CLG, I mean, we talked about it time and time again. At Eden Strongholds, they were down 44-0. They brought it back, only allowing Envyus to get 20 points in the matter of time that they got 100. They ended up giving Envyus the win there instead of getting the full replay. That's why the score is 48-36, but Envyus came out very hot in this game type on Kali Slayer and defeated CLG. But then CLG with a quick flag cap to start off Coliseum CTF and just closing it out little by little. And then Envyus taking down one of the weaker game types now. I think all of us now firmly believe that this is CLG's weakest game type, the Rig Strongholds. But then Eden Slayer, man, I mean, it looked like Envyus had it, that you could tell they wanted it so bad. They were just sprinting, running around
when
the
they
perimeter of the
outside,
map. It looked good.
I knew they thought in their head, like, this is the best play that we need to make. But, man, was CLG ready for that. They read them like a book. And rather than chasing around, which essentially Pistola had been chasing Snakebite the entire game, the position's reversed, and CLG was just able to counteract them and collapse on him and pick up those kills. So
yeah, you gotta scatter at that point, because, I mean,
every man for themselves at that point.
Yeah, you just want to make yourself the hardest kill, hide in absolutely every single corner that you could possibly hide in. I mean, make CLG have to expose themselves and run out, but what a game. We've got Royal 2, though. Let's hear it from the man himself on how they made that comeback happen. Royal 2, how are you feeling, man? I mean, what a comeback.
I need to, like, catch my breath. My heart, like, it's a little shaky over here. That was too intense.
I mean, what was going through the comms right there towards the end when you guys just barely brought that back to tie the game.
And specifically when Lethal got the Hydra kill on L-Town.
Yeah.
Because I went back and watched that as well, and wow. Like, I can't believe he caught him not paying attention.
So first, what was going on through the comms when before the 45-45, then we'll hear the Lethal comment.
All right. There's like a minute left or whatever. I don't know what was happening. We just knew we were like, all right, we need to make a push. We made a push, tied the game. I know we were just like, since we had all the weapons, we were just like, all right, just chill, like just get our kills. And I don't know how TJ like got a random Hydra kill. I don't know. I didn't see it at all. I just know we were just like, nice. And then since we had a 1-kill lead, we're just like, okay, just don't move. And I'm just watching outside the snipe. And we basically just didn't move, and they just kind of like walked into our aimers. So it's kind of like, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, you hit that clutch snipe on L-Town. Just, you were waiting there for a good few minutes, and finally, once that opportunity came, I mean, it aligned, and you took his face off. And, I mean, that was probably one of the most clutch snipes of that series, and maybe clutch snipes in the Pro League so far that we've seen. We've seen overkills and stuff, and that stuff's huge, and seeing those plays is phenomenal, but that was a very pivotal kill to pretty much securing your win in that game and getting that 2-kill lead.
Yeah.
And then, so in this series overall, and coming into it, you guys did not veto Stronghold's rig. The only one that you guys have lost so far this season. You know, give us a thought process, or, you know, a glimpse into the mind of CLG when they're going into this veto system, going against the second best team in the league.
Obviously, we look at like their game types and like their strengths and weaknesses, but we feel like we're not bad at like strongholds, like on rig, and we just feel like every time we lose it, it's like stupid mistakes. So we feel like it's not that big of like a map for us that we should be vetoing. So we just decided to pick it. We think we're still strong at it, but I mean, maybe we have to relook at some things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, kind of, were you expecting this type of fight out of Envyus? I mean, yeah, they are the second seed, but when you look at like your guys' practice results, and even Envyus has been practicing a lot, but they're not known to win all of their practice scrimmages that much, but they've definitely shown up in the Pro League. Were you kind of expecting this from them, or what was kind of the thought through that?
It was hard to expect what was going to happen because this is our first time playing them, and we scrimmed them. The score has kind of been like one-sided mostly, but we've seen in the Pro League that they like really show, and their like matches are like they're definitely better in Pro League games than scrims. So we had no idea what we were going to expect, and obviously they came out like really hot. So it was pretty surprising.
All right, well, I don't have any other questions. I'm just, my jaw's hanging off my face. I'm in awe that just happened. That is definitely going down as one of the best matches in the HCS Pro League. So congratulations on your win, and enjoy your comfortable sleep tonight. I know that's going to feel good, getting a nice rest after that.
Once the shakes go away.
Yeah, I'm still shaking, so this is not good.
And nice trophy in the back, by the way, as well.
Thank you. It's got a little hat on just to make it look cool.
So, all right. Take care, Royal 2, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Man, I'm speechless.
I wanted this to be the match of the week. I was calling it. I knew this was going to be a good one. And this was far beyond the best series that we've had so far.
Well, we had two matches of the week, by the way. We had two matches of the week, and this was one of the matches of the week.
Okay, well, then there it goes. It works out. Gosh, but wow.
I mean, insane.
50-48, that's the closest Game 5 by far that we've had as well. And every one of those games was pretty epic.
I want to go back and watch it. I mean, I want to see that lethal kill. That Hydra kill, that was so clutch. I mean, the Royal 2 snipe was so clutch. And you know what's going to hurt for 2? It's going to hurt for Envy when they go back and watch that, because they're going to constantly be like, we could have done this. We could have done this. And honestly, you know, the boys on Envy, it happened. You got to regroup. You guys are the first team to push CLG to their absolute limits. So, yeah, a few mistakes were made, but you know what? CLG makes mistakes. We've all seen that now, and they did recover, but you guys just got to stay on that grind. And, I mean, I think Envyus is still going to be a top contender placing up against CLG.
And to be that close with that much of a lead, with that little time left, that is going to be one that they're not going to get over tonight. Like, that one is going to stay with them for a while, because they could have knocked CLG down off the pedestal, but they didn't. And it was so hard to watch that ending, because CLG played perfect Halo to close it out, and Envy just did not.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We still have one match left of the day, but before we start talking about that, let's talk about the video of the week. We're going to be featuring Halo 5 tips from a really good noob. So I think we have a short clip from his tips video, and we're going to show that for you right now.
I'm gonna do it again. So let's go a little bit faster this time. So I made a path, and it only one hit me, and that's perfect. Like, that's perfectly fine. If someone uses a post to block that off, they're like, oh, they're not gonna come out. But sometimes you just need to. Instead of like taking the time to go out to red plat or go red DMR to pink, you can just go out the bridge even though someone posted off. Like said, you're like, oh, someone blocked off front of your base. Oh no, Weston's coming up. You don't want to go out the pink side.
Right, and of course that video there was Ryan Oop showing how to get through proximity or splinter nades based on using for the proximity to explode them. Wasn't a perfect example of how to do it, but you got the basic gist there.
Yeah, you got to back up or kind of go forward to make it pop, and then you back up so you don't take the damage. Well, we've got one match left of the day, and that's going to be Enigma 6 versus Optic Gaming. Still two big matches for these teams because, you know, Enigma 6 is now trailing Evil Geniuses since Evil Geniuses won their match. Optic Gaming needs to win because now Allegiance is gaining on them as well. So this is a big match for both of these teams. Can Optic Gaming make it happen, or is it going to be Enigma 6? Tweet at us, let us know, or post in the chat and let us know what you think. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.